Hi, my name is Peter Lindemann. I'm with Tesla Chargers. Today we're going to be talking about the 1AU. The 1AU is our 1 amp universal charger, and it's the only charger in the world that will charge batteries with voltages as low as 1.5 volts all the way up to batteries that have 24 volts. And what this is good for, it's just a 1 amp charger, so it's not going to charge car batteries or golf cart batteries or anything else. But it's really good for these types of tool batteries that have various voltages, 12 volts, 18 volts, 24 volts, these types of things. This is a NiCad, I think. And so what I want to do is go through the features of the charger and then give you a demonstration of its operations and how it charges. So if we bring the camera around the back, or first up to the front here, we can see a couple of things. One, the charger is turned on, so let me just turn it off on the back here. And the light will go out, okay? And so it has a legend here that shows the various settings. These settings are for this dial here, and it shows the various voltages that you can get out of it. But the indicator light can be in 4 modes. It can be a solid red, it can be a flashing red, it can be a solid green, or a flashing green, and each one of those means different things. And then of course the dial to choose the level of charge that you're going to ask the unit to produce. It comes with an owner's manual, and now if we bring the camera around the back.
And real quick, what are the 3 different batteries that this will charge?
Okay, this will charge lead acid type of batteries, nickel cadmium type of batteries, and nickel metal hydride type of batteries. And it will not be used, it should not be used on lithium ion batteries at any time. So in the back here, we see that it has the universal plug that can be from any cord, but the unit must be specified whether it runs on 120 or 240 when it's purchased. This is the on-off button here. This is the fuse that might blow if something terrible happens. And this red button is what's called the jump start button in case the battery is low and the unit doesn't recognize that there's a battery connected. So we'll go over these features right now. So what I have here to show you, it's the basic operations. I have an external voltmeter here so we can see what's going on. I have the charger, which comes with alligator clips for its connections, but it also comes with 2 small magnets so that if you only have a flat surface to connect it to, you can connect the magnet to there, and then it will stick to a steel terminal if you have that opportunity. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn the unit on for starters, okay? And when I turn it on, you can see that the red light is flashing, which basically means error or no battery. You can see the flashing light says error or no battery, okay? And so the unit is now on. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to hook up this battery incorrectly. And so you can see that it still doesn't think there's a battery there. Okay, in other words, error or no battery. And now I'm going to hook it up correctly.
So you don't have to worry about damaging your charger by accidentally reversing the wires.
Correct. And so it instantly, as soon as it's hooked, as soon as the battery charger recognizes that there's a battery there in the right configuration, the red light goes from flashing to solid, and that means it's charging. So what we can do is we can just add a little voltmeter here. I'm going to just connect. Excuse me. I'm just going to stand up here. Add a voltmeter to this situation so we can monitor what's going on. Okay, so I've got the voltmeter connected now, and so we can see that the voltmeter is approaching, and you can see it's slowly going up. Okay, now this is an 18 volt battery, and I have it on setting number 5 right now. Okay, which means I'm not trying to charge it very fast at all. Okay, so normally for an 18 volt battery, I could have it as high as the number 7 setting. You see it where it says 18 volt tool battery here. Okay, and I have it on number 5 right now, and it's still putting a little bit on top of that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to raise the, we've got a truck going by here, but because we're in a shop, but I'm going to put it on setting number 6, and now we can see that the readings jumped a little bit, and it's still charging. Okay, and I can actually put it all the way up to setting 7. And if as soon as I do that, you may see this jump quite a bit. Okay, so but that's as high as I would take it for an 18 volt battery, like it says on the legend.
So being that this is a NiCad, they go to the NiCad column, which is yellow.
Right.
Follow it all the way down to 18 volt tool battery,
Right.
and they know what number to set this at.
Right.
So
At
it's,
least you can set it at less than this, but you don't want to set it for more than this. Okay. So for instance, if you're rejuvenating things and you want to charge it slower, you can use a lower setting. So you can see that this is charging. We're at about 19.6 now. Okay, so what we can do is, I want to show you a number of other safety features of the charger. So you can basically see that this will charge this battery, and it just keeps charging. Okay, so, and it will charge it up to its natural maximum. In other words, it will allow the voltage to rise to where it doesn't want to rise anymore for this amount, but it's way higher than the charger. It's probably at least a volt or two above where the charger that it came with will take it, and that helps to finish off the chemistry and get a longer life out of the battery. What I want to show you at this point is a number of safety features of the battery charger. Okay, so we showed you that it won't start. So now again we're disconnected and the red light is flashing. So let's say something happens and the charger is completely short-circuited, like this. Now this is not recommended, but as you can see, the charger will not start. It will not try to charge anything with the terminals shorted, and it will not try to charge if the terminals are set up incorrectly. Okay, so in other words, if it doesn't recognize that there's a battery there, so you can see that the error message here, which is 2 flashes and then a missing flash. So basically the charger has built-in protection. It isn't a power supply, unlike most battery chargers where you could actually run a light bulb from it. This is only a battery charger. It is not a power supply, and it is designed to only start charging the battery once it recognizes that it's connected to a good battery, or a battery that is capable of charging. Now the red button in the back, sometimes you have a battery that's lower in voltage than the circuitry here is designed to determine. And what you can do is, after you know that you've got everything hooked up correctly, you can push the red button once, and what that will do is it will send a surge of power into the battery and give it enough so that the charger recognizes that there is a battery there, and then it will start the charge process. Another way that you can do it if a battery is particularly low is you can put 2 batteries in parallel and start the charger on the system because of the voltage available from the good battery, and then once it starts charging, you can take the good battery out of the system and it will continue to charge the weaker battery. So those are the two ways you can kind of jump start a battery if the unit doesn't recognize that it's there. So that's the 1AU. It is, again, the only charger in the world that will charge batteries as small as 1.5 volts and batteries all the way up to 24 volts. And it's particularly good, as I said before, for these various charge voltages of tool batteries and things like that. There's a lot of tool batteries out there in the 12 volt, 14.4, 16, 18, 21, up to 24 volt batteries, and in the chemistries of lead acid, nickel cadmium, and nickel metal hydride. Now, one of the things that you may notice as you charge with these chargers is that the voltage will rise to a higher level, but there's nothing really, these chargers aren't a magic wand. They're not going to just heal the battery from years of chronic undercharging. So what you may need to do to get the battery to fully recover is to charge it and discharge it a number of times. So you can charge it with the 1AU, and what you can do is you can monitor the voltage here on an external meter. And when the voltage really just stops rising, then you can be pretty much assured that that's about as far as it's going to go on that charge. And then you can put the battery in your tool and either run it all the way down or just use it regularly and so on, whichever. If you want to bring the battery to a higher level of capacity sooner, then you can just, click on the drill and run it down for 20 minutes or something like that, and then put it back on the charger and do a number of cycles quickly. But what you'll find is that as you charge and discharge and charge and discharge the battery, it should be able to rise to higher voltages in each consecutive charge. And what that's demonstrating is that the battery is being rejuvenated. These processes have been completely described in a number of products that are available from TeslaChargers.com. There's a sequence of advertisements on the right column of that website, and it's called Battery Secrets. And there are two products talked about there. One's called Battery Secrets and one's called Battery Rejuvenation. And both of these presentations describe exactly how batteries work. And you might be surprised that you don't know this material, because we use batteries every day, but most people do not understand really how batteries work and what they do and how to make them last a very, very, very long time. Everybody just thinks, well, I buy a battery, it works until it stops working, and then I have to get a different battery. And what these products talk about is what you're doing, what we've all been taught to do, that's actually hurting the battery and ruining its long life. So if you want to understand how to make your batteries last longer, if you want to possibly even start a home business about making these batteries, your batteries and everybody else's batteries, run longer, then take a look at Battery Secrets and Battery Rejuvenation products, and they're available following a link on Tesla Chargers website. So that's the 1AU, and I'm Peter Lindemann, and this is Tesla Chargers. Demonstration of its operations and how it charges. So if we bring the camera around the back, or first up to the front here, we can see a couple of things. One, the charger is turned on, so let me just turn it off on the back here. And the light will go out, okay? And so it has a legend here that shows the various settings. These settings are for this dial here, and it shows the various voltages that you can get out of it. But the indicator light can be in 4 modes. It can be a solid red, it can be a flashing red, it can be a solid green, or a flashing green, and each one of those means different things. And then, of course, the dial to choose the level of charge that you're going to ask the unit to produce. It comes with an owner's manual, and now if we bring the camera around the back,
And real quick, what are the 3 different batteries that this
all the
will...
way up to batteries that have 24 volts. And what this is good for, it's just a 1 amp charger, so it's not going to charge car batteries or golf cart batteries or anything else. But it's really good for these types of tool batteries that have various voltages, 12 volts, 18 volts, 24 volts, these types of things. This is a NiCad, I think. And so what I want to do is go through the features of the charger and then give you a
Charge?
Okay, this will charge lead acid type of batteries, nickel cadmium type of batteries, and nickel metal hydride type of batteries, and it will not be it should not be used on lithium ion batteries at any time. So in the back here we see that it has the universal plug that can be from any cord, but the unit must be specified whether it runs on 120 or 240 when it's per. Hi, my name is Peter Lindeman. I'm with Tesla Chargers. Today we're going to be talking about the 1AU. The 1AU is our 1 amp universal charger, and it's the only charger in the world that will charge batteries with voltages as low as 1.5 volts all